Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Let's get ready to realize the differences, the advantages, the concerns, and the keys to victory for both of these fighters or entertainers. Inner fighters? All right, let's start with Jake Paul's concerns. Okay, there's an experience gap here. Despite being a popular YouTuber turned boxer, Jake Paul has far less experience compared to Mike Tyson. Paul has fought only a handful of professional bouts, mostly against non-boxers or MMA fighters, whereas Tyson is a former heavyweight champion with a storied boxing career. Now, facing a legend, the mental challenge of going up against someone like Tyson, who has a fearsome legacy and an amazing video game, could put immense pressure on Jake. Even though Tyson is older, his reputation as one of the most intimidating fighters ever, well, it may get into Jake's head. Then there's the power. Mike Tyson, even at an older age, still possesses knockout power, while Jake Paul has shown he can take punches. Tyson's explosiveness and strength are on a different level than anyone Jake has faced before. Then you have stamina. Tyson's aggressive style, even if toned down, will force Jake to keep his guard up for every second of every round. Jake's endurance will be tested in a way it hasn't been in his previous fights, where the pace has been slower and more manageable. Now, Jake Paul's advantages. Youth and athleticism. At 27 years old, Jake is significantly younger than Tyson, who is age 58. This gives Jake an edge in speed, stamina, and even the ability to recover from punches over the course of a match. He may also be able to outlast Tyson if the fight goes the distance. Recent activity. So Jake Paul has been actively fighting and training for several years, whereas Tyson has had only one exhibition fight in recent years against Ray Jones Jr. in 2020. Paul has the benefit of being in more consistent fighting shape and might exploit Tyson's inactivity. Technical improvement. Jake Paul has shown considerable improvement in his technique over the past few years, working with professional trainers and facing increasingly more difficult opponents. He has honed his boxing fundamentals, and while he lacks experience, he does bring a disciplined approach to the bout. Now, size advantage. Paul may have a size and reach advantage over Tyson, though Tyson fought as a heavyweight. Jake fights at around 190 pounds, making him comparable in weight but taller, giving him a possible reach advantage, which is important. This could help him as he keeps Tyson at bay, or attempts to. So Mike Tyson's concerns. So at age 58, Tyson's biggest concern is his age. Even though he stays in good shape and has incredible boxing skills, he's not the fighter he was in his prime. His reflexes, endurance, and speed have naturally declined with age, as they would. And in a long fight, this could become a major issue. Then there's conditioning. Although Tyson has remained active with training, going through the physical demands of a full boxing match at his age, well, it does present challenges. His stamina could be a concern, especially if Jake is able to drag the fight into those later rounds. Ring rust. Since Tyson's last competitive bout was decades ago, he retired from professional boxing in 2005. He may struggle with timing and ring generalship. His 2020 exhibition against Roy Jones Jr. was more a controlled environment, and he was not, he wasn't been as involved in the type of real high-stakes competition that Jake Paul is aiming to bring him. Then there's weight and power trade-off. While Tyson is a natural heavyweight, his age means he's lost some of his raw power and speed that defined him. Jake Paul may be able to absorb punches better than Tyson's previous opponents, which could neutralize Tyson's biggest weapon, his intense knockout power. So Mike Tyson's advantages. Unmatched experience. Tyson has a lifetime of boxing knowledge, technique, and experience. Even though he hasn't fought professionally in years, his deep understanding of the sport and ability to exploit the weaknesses in his opponents will give him an edge that Jake has likely never faced before. Then you have the Tyson power. Even at 58, Tyson has shown flashes of his legendary power. If Tyson can land clean punches, he still possesses enough force to potentially in that fight quickly. His explosiveness, especially in close range exchanges, is something Jake has never experienced in any of his previous fights. Aggression and style. Tyson's aggressive, swarming style could be overwhelming for Jake. Tyson was known for his ferocious combinations and relentless pressure and power. If he's able to close the distance, Jake may struggle to withstand Tyson's barrage of punches, especially early on. And there's a psychological edge for Tyson. Tyson is one of the most feared fighters in boxing history, and even though Jake Paul has fought under pressure before, facing Mike Tyson is a different level. Tyson's reputation alone could shake Jake's confidence or force him to make mistakes. So the keys to victory for Jake Paul. Jake's best strategy is to use his youth, his reach, and that stamina to outbox Tyson from a distance by staying mobile and avoiding those close-range exchanges. Jake could capitalize on Tyson's potential conditioning issues and drag the fight into the later rounds where his age may catch up to him, right? If Jake can frustrate Tyson and avoid his power punches, he may be able to pull off a decisive victory. So the keys to victory for Mike Tyson. Tyson's path to victory lies in doing what he does best, closing that distance quickly and using his power. If Tyson can pressure Jake early, get inside his reach and land body shots or uppercuts, he could end the fight with a knockout. Tyson will likely try to overwhelm Jake before he can settle into the fight and attempt to exploit Tyson's age. So in short, Jake Paul brings youth, recent experience, and stamina, but faces a daunting challenge in Mike Tyson's power, aggression, and wealth of experience. Tyson, on the other hand, must deal with the limitations of age, inactivity, but remains a dangerous fighter with a legendary presence in the ring. So, at the end of the day, who do you think will win this match?